my sweet friends, I hope you are all doing well. Welcome to day 12 of our 13 Days of Halloween series. If you're just joining in, you can find links for the first 11 days at the top of the description. Make sure you stay tuned throughout the video for the question of the day. Today I'm creating a sweet little shaped mini album. I'm excited to share that I'm partnering with Erica from Diva Designs for this video. You all know how much I adore her. She is a super talented designer and just about the sweetest person ever. She sent the candy corn mini album for me to create with, and then she sent along an additional die set for a giveaway for one of my peeps. The set I have for a prize for one lucky Polly's peeps is the skull mini album. So make sure you stay tuned throughout the video for the question of the day and details on how we can get you entered for a chance to win. I've got my Monster Mash collection here from Echo Park. If you recall, this was my wild card collection, kind of outside my comfort zone with a very non-traditional color palette and the more whimsical images, but I have really come to enjoy creating with it, and I thought it would pair very well with the whimsical nature of the candy corn mini album. So here's that candy corn mini album die set. You will see there are many pieces here. The first one will cut a base, a solid base. The second one will cut 3 different portions of the candy corn that will have a stitched edge detail. And then the third piece, which I didn't use for this project, but you could easily transform your candy corn shape into a shaker because this cuts out a thicker edge and then the stitching detail will run between them. So different options of ways to use this, and it also comes with quite a few add-on pieces. So there's a couple of different words here. They're a layered sentiment with a background. So actually that's really great if you want to put words or sentiments onto pattern paper. It's a little bit easier to see that way. There is a small layered candy corn as well. This spider, which we'll be using today. Some really great hearts that have the stitched edge detail outside of the die cut area, so that will leave the punched portion and then the stitch detail will be added to the outside. And then another little spider, but this time it doesn't have the web to hang from, and so I'm going to use this one for our project today. I'm going to start out by assembling the pieces of the candy corn onto this sturdy black cardstock. And if you remember, that second die that I showed will cut 3 different sections which also have their stitched edge detail. So I chose to cut that out 3 times so that I could mix and match those pieces, so that way I would get some variety there. You could easily make this with solid color. I have even seen on her site someone made it from felt and it was just the cutest thing ever. And so now you can see I have my pieces all assembled. So I've also cut from that base die some of the pattern paper without it being sectioned, and plan to use a hidden hinge system to bring them together. So I've also cut a template here, and I measured out exactly where that would be straight. And so I determined that I would have 2.5 inches for that. And now when I add my pages on to my hinge system, I can simply line that up and keep everything in the exact spacing and position that I want to. So here is that hinge system, and you'll want to decide how many sections you have on this, determined by how many pages that you plan to add. So I will always start with 1 score on my strip here at 1/2 inch, and that is what we will add the first page onto, or the cover. And then 1/4 inch is the depth between each of the portions that will hold the page. So then you'll do 1/2 inch and 1/2 inch. So you're going to wind up with peaks and valleys. The valley will be the width of space you have between the pages, and the peaks will be what you add the pages to. So you'll just want to count how many pages that you have, and you do want to end on one strip that you can add between the layers of paper. So I'm just going to flip this over now and add my double-sided adhesive between the 1/2 inch scores. So that will bring together what will be the peaks. I'll just do a couple here as I work along, and then we can determine how many we need to add the pages for our book. I'm going to pull the backing off. And then add your second adhesive. Because this will be the spine, you do want to make sure that it is very well secured. So then just bring those together. And then give it a good pressure so that you know you have a good contact. So now you can see when we flip that over, we'll have those hidden hinge portions. And the first one I want to add will be for the front cover. So I folded over that first 1/2 inch portion, and I've added that double-sided adhesive. Of course, we're going to use the 2 glue combo. Then I'll position it here on my template, and then add my paper onto the top. And I'll flip that over. And that 2 glue combo goes on the back as well. So now you've sandwiched that hinge piece in between. That will be the back side of the first page. And adding tape for the next peak of the hinge. And I'll slip that template in there. Pull the tape backing off. And then the next piece will go down. I'm just choosing to coordinate the sets of pages that you will see together, but you can definitely mix and match those if you're working through your stash papers. So here is that next page. You will see as I'm working along that I have managed to sandwich one of the die cuts of the black cardstock in between each of the pages so that it will be nice and sturdy. Okay, as you see, we have our pages all assembled and added to the spine. So we've kind of rotated through those page styles. So we'll come out with some that have the combination of the 3 different patterns and some that just have the one. You can see that we have built quite a lot of space into that spine, and that's because we're going to be adding some dimensional layers. So we need that space for this to work properly. I have really leaned into that sticker sheet to create the embellishments for this, and I want to create some clusters of those stickers to create kind of a collage. And so what I did first was stick them to some scrap paper and cut them back out so that I can get these positioned exactly where I want. And I'm going to kind of create the arrangement here, leaving enough room for my flower arrangement. So I'm going to shift everything up fairly high here, and then I'm also going to use some of my double-sided tape to just tack these into place. And this will help to join them together. Just moving back and forth onto the cover so I know that I'm leaving the amount of room that I need for all of this to work together. I'm adding the adhesive to whichever piece falls on top. I've also got a star here that I just die cut from a glittery purple paper. Okay, now that I have these all connected, I can flip them over as one piece, and then I will fill in the back with my double-sided adhesive tabs, and this will not only give us dimension, but also help us to join all of these pieces together. So I'm just going to line these all up here along the back. I'm getting as far toward the outside border as I can. Cut that foam tab down just a little bit so I can get it into that more narrow space. Okay, so now I know exactly where my cluster of stickers is going to fall, and I've left enough room for my flower arrangement as well. So just go ahead and pull the backing off of those tabs. And then I'll adhere the focal image. And then I'll add a little hot glue to the back of my flower arrangement and add that as well. Okay, now that you see how I have created the sticker cluster to be a focal image for our cover, I will add the remaining ones. And so I actually have prepared more of these clusters, one for each of these pages using that same method. And now you can see why we needed that extra room inside for the added dimension. So let's continue to work along. I really enjoyed getting through that sticker sheet, something that tends to get left behind for my collections. And then I move them into my October daily supplies, so they will get used, but I was able to use more of them in my project here, so that makes me happy. Tried to incorporate one of the stars for each page as well for a consistent look. Okay, now that we have that, you see how nice and chunky that's getting? I've just got a couple of extra little details here, and I put some tiny little bat charms onto some string. Going to attach those to the bottom of that sentiment strip. And cut off the excess string. And then I'll top that with a button. And last but not least, I'll add a couple of the sequins here. I usually group them together much closer, but because I have an opportunity to bring them up onto the image as well as on the base, I'm just kind of working them throughout the front here so that it will help us build some additional dimension. Almost forgot those little spiders, so let's very carefully flip this page back open and then we can add them. I'm just going to put them on the pages that have the 3 sections of the pattern. You don't want to forget your spiders on a Halloween project, for sure. So now it's time for the question of the day and details on how we can get you entered for your chance to win. The question of the day is, share with us what your favorite die set is from Scrap Diva Designs. You have to choose something other than the 2 sets I've shown today. I'll add a link at the top of the description so you can hop over there and check out her great selection. One lucky winner will win the Spooky Sweet prize. To enter your name for a chance to win is easy peasy. Simply respond to the question of the day for day 11 and be a subscriber to my channel. You can enter as soon as this video goes live, and you will have until October 2nd at 12 p.m. Eastern Time to be included in the giveaway. This contest is open to residents of the continental United States only. I will draw the name of a winner in a special video October 4th at 7 p.m. Eastern. I'm wishing good luck to all who enter. So that's it for day 12. Make sure you plan to join me tomorrow for day 13. If you enjoyed this tutorial, let me know in the comments and give me a big thumbs up for this video. As always, I add links in the description so you can find the products I mentioned as well as our socials. If you're not already, I would love for you to subscribe and join my crafty little family. And as always, I'm wishing you a happy and productive day, and I thank you so much for watching. Bye.